understand the season starts tonight. We are on the clock. On the clock. We go to East Lansing in front of 70,000 people. You come out here and do average work, you get average results. You have to be different. Have to be different.
Welcome once again to Inside the Owls Burrow alongside the Haggerty family head football coach Tom Herman. I'm Frank Fort. Coach, it is game week. We will get into the Michigan State Spartans a little bit in a minute, but as long as you've been in this profession, when you go into a season, is there always that sense of the unknown, like I think I know what we're going to be or what we have, but you're never really sure until that ball's kicked off?
Yeah, absolutely. More so this year with, over 50% of our roster having not played for FAU last year. These are definitely guys that there'll be a lot of them Friday night against Michigan State that I've never seen, we've never seen live in action. Now, we're better than last year, but I think we have to guard against the judging ourselves on last year. Last year wasn't the standard. The standard is in New Orleans, at Tulane, and in San Antonio, and in Memphis. And so I know we're better. I think everybody around our program knows we're better, but how much better, I'm not sure, until those lights come on.
Coach Herman's interview this week brought to you by Phil Smith Kia. There's always talk about the identity of a football team. What do you think that will be offensively and defensively, or you want it to be?
Well, I think we took a lot of strides last year in terms of developing a physical culture. I think we've improved on that this year. So as I've told our guys, if you play with a tremendous amount of physicality over and over and over again for 4 quarters plus overtime, however long they tell us we got to play, if you do that and you play with a greater purpose than your opponent, that buys you a ticket to a victory. That doesn't ensure a victory. Now we've got to execute, we've got to pay attention to the details, all that stuff. But if we can be extremely physical on both sides of the ball, I think we're going to run the football better on offense. I think, defensively, we've continued to improve on an already pretty productive defense. So I think on that side, the cutting down on some big plays. So if we can protect the ball, run the ball better on offense, and take the ball away and kind of exert our dominance and in terms of eliminating the big plays, I think that'll be the sign of a really good championship quality team.
Not that one position group is necessarily more important than another, but you look at the wide receiver room, you lose the nation's leading receiver in the transfer portal, and B.J. Alexander, unfortunately, is out for the year. But when you look at that group, I think we've seen some guys flash in scrimmages and in practice, but has the day-to-day consistency been there for that group as yet?
Getting better every day. I think to the point now where there's a handful of guys that we trust and are going to have to trust going into the Michigan State game. As we've said, all offseason, we're not going to have a guy with 110 catches this year. I would be shocked if we did. But we'll make up for that production in terms of the disbursement of the touches, of the catches. I think our quarterback understands the offense really well and can distribute the football. So more consistent, certainly. I think where we're going to make our hay in that position is in our depth and in the kind of unique skill sets that each individual guy brings.
Now that we're ready for the season, did anybody kind of emerge during training camp that maybe you didn't expect that is going to be maybe part of the travel roster?
Well, C.J. Hurd, certainly as a freshman coming in the summer, was not here in the spring to work himself into, basically a starting position. Was a little bit surprising to me, knowing, the quality of transfers and other freshmen that we brought in and our returning players at that position. He really stood out. So that's been neat to see. And I just keep going back to the tailback room too, on that side of the ball where it's been fun to see, C.J. Campbell, some of the young guys, and Jamari Sands and Xavier Terrell, and kind of the forgotten guy from last year because he got hurt so early was Zuberi Mobley, and he's had a great offseason and training camp. So been pleasantly surprised with those positions.
So it all starts Friday night in East Lansing, Michigan, Spartan Stadium. as the Owls go against Michigan State. They have a new coach in John Smith, comes in from Oregon State, brought a quarterback, Aiden Childs, with him, along with several other transfers from the Beavers. As you said, there's always that unknown going into the first game, but I know your staff's been watching a lot of Oregon State tape, getting ready for this one.
Yeah, it is truly unique, to have a new staff and week one. We're watching all sorts of film, to be honest with you. I know offensively we're watching Minnesota's defense because that's where the defensive coordinator came from. Defensively and special teams wise, we're watching Oregon State video. And don't forget, we've got a game plan for the personnel at Michigan State, so we still have to watch some Michigan State video as well. So there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to that. There's always a little extra apprehension, I guess, but that usually settles down after the first few drives. You kind of get a feel for who they are, or at least who they want to be that day.
What are the Owls going to have to do well to pull off the upset?
Well, protect the football. Any time that we've gone into big games like this and pulled off upsets, we've been ahead in the turnover margin. We've got to limit big plays. And then I think ultimately we've got to show that we belong with our physicality, with our attention to detail. If we can hang around for long enough like we did in Champaign last year, if we can do that in East Lansing, I think you'll see a four-quarter game and you'll see us with a chance to win it at the end.
One of the things I want to bring up is during camp you do the night of testimony where it's either two players or a player and a coach, and they have to relate 4 things about the other person to the team. Here's what that looks like.
I used it to become better in this world, but I did actually face something that took some passion away from me, and that was definitely the hardest thing that I've ever been through. My greatest accomplishment occurred last year. I was at App State, as you guys know, before I came here, and I was a second-team All-American kickoff returner. So my name is Milan Tucker from Lehigh, Florida.
My name is Philip Dunham from Miami, Florida. My mom's name is Cheyenne. My dad's name is Philip. I got 2 younger sisters, Ariel and Essence. The hardest thing I've been through is losing my grandma to cancer. And my biggest accomplishment is making it to where I'm at, and the best is yet to come. I am Philip Dunham.
My dad's name is Glenn. My mom's name is Shauna. I got 2 sisters. The hardest thing I had to go through was getting into a car crash with my dad. My biggest accomplishment is raising my son, Bryce Langston Jr. I am Bryce Langston.
So what's behind that particular exercise?
We started it when I first became a head coach at Houston. One of my assistant coaches, I can't even remember who, but it wasn't an original thought, something they had done. And it was just a way, especially, again, I keep going back to this kind of era, we've got so many new players and they don't get a chance to know each other, and we never want to feel like we're hired guns. There's so much of what we do that requires a submission unto the group, unto the organization, and that's really hard to do if you don't know the people that you're sacrificing for. And so it gives us a chance to get to know our players and our team know each other on a different level.
It is that time. Tom Herman's Pop Culture Pop Quiz. We're going to do one-hit wonders. So we're going to start off Riding Dirty.
Chameleonaire.
Very good. All right, next one. It's not a hip-hop song, but it was a popular song. It's called Black Velvet. It's one of my favorite songs. Black Velvet and the little boys smile.
K.D. Lang.
A Lot of Miles.
Oh, dang it.
1 out of 2. Not bad. Coach, good luck in East Lansing. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you very much.
Coming up, we'll get to know linebacker Desmond Tisdale in the first installment of Pads Off for 2024. That's next on Inside the Owls Burrow.
At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, you don't have to be a pro athlete to be treated like one. We use the latest techniques to give you an accurate diagnosis, along with surgical and non-surgical solutions, no matter who you are. Our team of specialists will do everything to help you perform at your best again. And with personalized recovery and rehabilitation plans, you'll be back to living your life to the fullest in no time. Welcome to Pro-Level Orthopedic Care.
If you're tired of the same old boring cars, at Phil Smith Kia, we've got a car for every personality. Need a compact car to weave through traffic like a ninja? We've got it. Want an EV9 that's more spacious than your grandma's attic? We've got it. We'll work with you to find a deal that won't leave your wallet feeling like it's been on a roller coaster ride. Phil Smith Kia, home of the Maximus deal. Right, Maximus?
Right.
Phil Smith Kia, right here in Lighthouse Point.
Do you need a personal injury lawyer?
No recovery, no fees. No recovery, no fees.
Do you need a personal injury lawyer?
No recovery, no fees. Oh my God!
The FAU MBA Sport Management program really stood out to me because it was in South Florida. It was in an area that I knew, but not only that, it was top in the world, top in the nation, and it was in an area that is really very rich in sports, between professional sports, tournaments, just everything. There's professional athletes that live here. There's really all facets. It was an easy decision for me to make that call to go to FAU because I could get that mix of executive education and that focus in professional sports.
Inside the Owls Burrow is brought to you by Baptist Health, official sports medicine provider of Florida Atlantic Athletics. By Florida Atlantic's MBA in Sport Management program, number 10 in the world. By Corona Extra, find the fine life, La Vida Más Fina. And by Phil Smith Kia, home of the Maximus deal. We're back on Inside the Owls Burrow, presented by Baptist Health. We always love to give you the opportunity to get to know the Owls a little bit better, not necessarily as football players, but what they like and dislike away from the field. This week, linebacker Desmond Tisdall in Pads Off. Pads Off is brought to you by Sage Dental. We love to see your smile. With us this week on Pads Off, linebacker Desmond Tisdall from Rochelle, Georgia. Growing up in Georgia, did you have a favorite NFL player or team that you kind of looked up to?
Ray Lewis, and my favorite team was Atlanta Falcons. So.
Typical, right, Georgia? All right, let's get to know Des away from the field. You can only have one app on your phone. Which one are you keeping?
I'm going to say TikTok because I'm verified on TikTok. So.
Okay, you post a lot of stuff on there?
Yeah, I do.
What part of a driver's test are you likely to fail?
Oh, I took the driver's test like 3 times, and I failed the parallel parking, so parallel parking.
Do you speak any other languages, and if not, which language would you like to speak?
I don't, but I would like to learn how to speak Spanish.
That would come in handy. If you could go on vacation anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Jamaica.
Why?
I see some of my friends go to Jamaica and it just look a whole lot different. And then the vibes out there are great.
If you could go back and live in one of these decades, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, or the 90s, which one would you live in and why?
I'm gonna say the 90s. It just looked like the 90s was like more like people off their phone, people like actually going out having fun. And I think I would make a good 90s baby.
What breed of dog would you be?
A German Shepherd.
Oh yeah?
I love German Shepherds, so I think I'll be a German Shepherd.
If you could have a theme song played when you enter a room, what would the song be?
The Undertaker, WWE, his theme song.
The Undertaker's theme song. Are you a wrestling fan?
Yeah, I'm a big wrestling fan.
Okay. Are you a picky eater or are you open to trying new things?
Oh no, I'm open to try new things. Okay. Just to see the taste of it.
What's the craziest thing you've ever tried?
I'm gonna just say coleslaw. I don't like coleslaw. It's nasty.
Which teammate would make the best reality show contestant?
I'm gonna say Lamas, Andre Lamas.
And what kind of a show would it be? Like a Survivor? Would it be a dating show? What would it be?
He probably gonna kill me for this, but I say like a dating show. A dating show.
Des, thanks for taking the pads off and being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Coming up next, go inside practice with edge coach Michael Sabini wearing the microphone.
All needs one good rep. Get your hands ready to fire.
That's straight ahead on Inside the Owls Burrow. Winning in Paradise is back in action this fall. Head coach Tom Herman leads the revamped Owls roster into the 2024 season with visits from Army, FIU, and USF on the schedule. The band, the cheerleaders, the tailgates, the action, it's all here. Don't miss out on big-time college football fun in Boca Raton. The action continues with men's soccer, women's soccer, and volleyball all embarking on new seasons. All soccer and volleyball games are free to attend. Support Boca Raton's hometown team this year. Go Owls! You're watching Inside the Owls Burrow, presented by Baptist Health. Just one new full-time assistant on staff this year. Michael Sabini was actually with the Owls last year as an analyst before becoming the coach of the edge players on defense. He wore the mic at a recent practice. Wired for Sound is brought to you by Shiner Law Group, accident and injury lawyers.
Yeah, but it's good. We're getting good looks from our offense doing it. You know what I mean? With that stretch out of pistol, it's good. Shock. Thumbs up, elbows together, speed to lock. Bang. Much better. Much better. There we go. Nice job. Good. There you go. Only thing that can make that drill way better is if you came out and like attacked them with it. Okay. You just sat and waited for it. You know what I mean? Right there. Nice. There you go. Now work it. Strong arm it. Excellent. Excellent. That's perfect. Hey, that's perfect. I just wanted you to get a live rep of that, or you know what I mean, or the teach rep. Hey, let's be perfect with our hands, man. Let's be perfect with our hands and our footwork. That's all I need. Does Rock ever teach you to like have your hands out here when you show somebody? No, it's always here. Use the same technique. That's all ball. You know what I mean? This would be a left shoulder tackle here, chasing down this. Does it make sense? Because that way you have leverage on it. Better, better. It's much more fun when you tackle using our technique, right? Hut. That. Nice job. That's good thickness right there. Boom. Good. Nice job, Marlon. It's good to see you back, buddy. Nice. Good job, Jarvis. Hey, Jarvis. Jarvis, really good job keeping it on your left pad. Just remember, always try to finish, man. You're a young dude, man. Get in that process of punching that thigh. Lower that pad level. Lower that pad level. Ready. Hut. Nice. Go get him. Pad level. Pad level. Nice. There you go. That's better. Do it again. Oh, yes. Got him. Good. Give me some. Nice job. Great leverage right there. Right there. Good. Stay on the outside of that.
I move that.
That's the tough part.
I've seen the most.
That's what I'm saying. That's the tough part.
Down.
Yeah, that's the tough part about it. We'll work on it. Why aren't you rushing?
I saw a run back come out.
Okay.
It's angles.
All right, here. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Yeah, he's fast. I'm glad he's on our team. That's why we stay backside on that sprint out. Do you feel that back? Do you feel that back? Yeah, good.
Yeah, that's why I went.
Now I saw you readjust. That's good. Trust it. Trust it. We need every single person in this room and on this team to make sure we're all pulling the same direction.
One of the Owls who had an outstanding training camp is cornerback Day Hill. He was named to college football writer Bruce Feldman's Freak List, which reflects work in the weight room and performance testing. It's an honor that Day did not see coming.
But it's just they just wanted to get every little thing out of me, every little hard work, everything out of me. So it's just I just try to come give them what they want every single day. So I just try to come out and attack everything, be intentional. So and just make the plays that come to me and do my job every play. You can't try to go out there and be a superhero and try to go make the plays and try to just look at the QB and just free ball out there. You gotta read your keys and do your job every single play and just do what I gotta do every play, and the ball will find you. The play's gonna come to you once you do your job every single play. So and just let the players who need to make their play, let them make their plays, and then your play's gonna come once you just keep doing your job over and over.
Coming up, Where Are They Now returns as we catch up with former Owl defensive lineman Daniel Joseph. That's next on Inside the Owls Burrow.
At Sage Dental, you'll experience a modern, family-friendly approach to dentistry. From pediatric dentistry and orthodontics to cleanings and oral surgery, we've got the latest technology to provide your family the best dental care all in one place. And for a limited time, get a free new patient exam and x-rays, plus a free ProClean Sonic toothbrush at your first hygiene visit. Book your appointment today at mysagedental.com. Sage Dental. Open up and say awesome.
To win at this game, you have to put in the work, know the game plan, and execute. At Duffy's, our game is always on.
La cerveza más fina. To truly embrace the fine life, you must learn to let go. Only then will you find that even if you leave the beach, it never leaves you. Bienvenidos a la vida más fina.
My current role at the Heat is Senior Vice President of Brand and Chief Creative Officer. In my role, I oversee all of the creative function, including design, branding, copywriting, including uniforms and merchandise. I think what I love most about the NBA Sport program was the combination of real hands-on practical curriculum, solving today's business problems, having high-level discussions around what was happening in the world of sports business.
Inside the Owls Burrow is brought to you by Baptist Health, official sports medicine provider of Florida Atlantic Athletics. By Sage Dental, we want to love your smile. And by Shiner Law Group, accident and injury lawyers. We are back on Inside the Owls Burrow, presented by Baptist Health. Once again this season, we're going to take a look at former Owl players and their careers after football. We begin this week with an update on former defensive lineman Daniel Joseph, now an attorney in Washington, D.C. Where Are They Now is brought to you by Florida Atlantic Sport Management Program, number 10 in the world.
So I was not your traditional student or undergrad student. So there was a 4-year gap between high school and undergrad for me. And partly because the first year my ACT scores came back late, and then the next year when I tried to enroll, my financial aid didn't go through. In that 4-year gap, I created a family, was working odd jobs, and find my way back to Florida Atlantic University.
You actually came here as a walk-on, is that right?
I did. Once I started to take that decision seriously, I started to train seriously.
Do you have a moment or a game that stands out as your best memory as a player here?
I have two, actually. We played Troy University for the conference championship, and it was also the road to a bowl game. And we were able to win that game in the last drive, and that was just insane and emotional. And the second, I want to say it was my senior year, we played Florida International University, FIU. Last play of the game, 1 down left, and he's running, trying to pass the ball. And I clearly remember chasing him behind the line, and I stole the ball from him. And every single one of my teammates jumped on me. I remember my shoulder almost was dislocated, but that was a surreal moment.
So you graduate, and then what was the plan?
There was no plan. Craig Angelos was one of the influential figures while I was here, and he told me I should go to law school. And I told him no. By the end of that conversation, he convinced me that I should go to law school. And shortly thereafter, I would say maybe within 2 or 3 years, I enrolled into law school. I earned my JD at St. Thomas University School of Law in Miami. And after earning that degree, I went to Georgetown University Law Center in Washington, D.C. to earn my LLM, which is very equivalent to a master's law degree, but that was solely in tax. So after graduating, I was a full-blown tax attorney, and I entered the workforce. And so currently I'm employed with Brownstein Hyatt Farber Schreck law firm, and I am an associate and policy advisor for them. And what I do for our clients there is I advocate for them and assist them on navigating the legislative and regulatory landscape, so that lawmakers are well informed when they're putting the laws together and bills together, so that they can benefit the country. I realized the impact I could have on helping craft laws that impact the country, that impact people like me,
those in low-income communities, those who are in need of government assistance, those corporations that need assistance to help progress society with certain inventions. Oh, it's definitely taken me to some interesting places. If you would have told me while I was a student here that I'd be in the White House, on Capitol Hill, at the Treasury, advocating for my clients, advocating for nonprofits, I would have told you you're crazy. This is not something I imagined. This is not something I even thought was possible, right? But here I am. It's really surreal, and to this day, every time I look at the monument or the Capitol, it brings me back to reality. It grounds me, and it's like, wow, you've made it far.
That's our show for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Frank Fort. We'll see you next week on Inside the Owls Burrow. This has been a presentation of Playfly.
At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, you don't have to be a pro athlete to be treated like one. We use the latest techniques to give you an accurate diagnosis, along with surgical and non-surgical solutions, no matter who you are. Our team of specialists will do everything to help you perform at your best again. And with personalized recovery and rehabilitation plans, you'll be back to living your life to the fullest in no time. Welcome to Pro-Level Orthopedic Care.
Do you need a personal injury lawyer? You need a personal injury lawyer?
Owls fans, get electrified with Phil Smith Acura with the innovative styles of the premium all-electric SUV Acura ZDX. Enjoy impressive range, convenient charging, and a dynamic drive. And right now, eligible buyers can get up to $7,500 federal tax credit. Scan the QR code to explore the all-electric ZDX. Owls fans, get electrified with Phil Smith Acura.
At Sage Dental, you'll experience a modern, family-friendly approach to dentistry. From pediatric dentistry and orthodontics to cleanings and oral surgery, we've got the latest technology to provide your family the best dental care all in one place. And for a limited time, get a free new patient exam and x-rays, plus a free ProClean Sonic toothbrush at your first hygiene visit. Book your appointment today at mysagedental.com. Sage Dental. Open up and say awesome.